No time to waste, ladies and gentlemen. Liam Murphy back to kick off a live draft. Starting a Best Ball Mania, the contest that put us on the map out of the 8-hole. Of course, won this contest before. A little badgeless draft. Let's hope people are having a little Sunday fun day. Not us. Not us. We're here to win. Just dropped an article. Just, nothing fancy in this article. Just, the risky players wrote them up, said, this is what I'm doing. Draft or pass. How am I approaching it? A little blurb on them. BeatBestBall.com, paid subs. You can get that now. Sky Moore just get traded to... Sky Moore just got traded to the 49ers for a 6th round pick swap. Join my Discord. Link is below. I always notify when I go live. Devon Vele, even crazier. That was a little thumbnail workshop. Devon Vele got traded for a effing 4th round and 7th round pick from the Broncos. I'm sure half of you are like, who? My conspiracy is that Sean Payton, of course, worked for the Saints. I think he got Kellen Moore hired there. And all he said was, hey, bro, I'll get you hired. Just send me a 4th round pick for Devon Vele later. Insane. I mean, yeah, I guess it makes Troy Franklin more attractive or something. I've always been liking Marvin Mims. Yeah, it's a bummer we don't get Mr. J. Really no wrong answers. It's going to be Nico for us, though. It's over. I was drafting Vele in the 17th, about to get extreme CLV. Dog, if you drafted him in the 17th, you get negative CLV. This is the Saints we're talking about. We ain't playing Dynasty. My 20th round, Brandon Cook's bags are in shambles. I mean, really, folks, you know who's dead? Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper must have told these teams to go fuck themselves, because why is my man not signed? This is Best Ball Mania. What's up, Gil? Hey, guys. Gil's first stream here. Let's make it a good one. How many BBMs I got left? Well, I wasn't going to answer you, Mark, but with those muscles, I'll get right on it, sir. 112. You do the math. Maybe we'll crank out those eliminator slows. I think the slow clocks go to 4 hours soon. Not looking forward to that. Okay, we're on the clock. No wrong answers. Let's do Lad for the week 17 correlation. Cowards are afraid of Lad. Oh my God, man. I don't want to see that. I'm legitimately pissed off to see Puka Nacua go there. Of course, we got CMC with Puka yesterday in the video I uploaded. But what happened? Okay, Achane in London. By the way, Achane actually may be injured. Puka Nacua, maybe his quarterback is injured. Derek, these people don't understand. They don't understand. They should give me Puka. Lad's awesome too, though. Thoughts on the first quarter contest? Yeah, that sounds like a great contest for people who draft 5 trillion best ball teams. I cannot imagine being interested in this contest. I guess if you've maxed everything, sure. $15. No, that's the marathon. $5. So I think that's what people... $5, $15K. I don't know, man. I'm not playing these weirdo best ball games. I barely have enough time to get in the regular best ball stuff I'm trying to do. So it's not for me. Fat Boy Stoic asks, hey, Liam, does the Daniel Jones situation change your outlook on Colts pass catchers at all? For me, no. because you can't assume Daniel Jones is holding it down the whole way. It's possible, but just it's very unlikely. Thank you. Chat on the screen. I appreciate you. No, I always do want to do this. I just forget to. BBM fills tomorrow. No, I don't know, Tolan. I think it was like 70% or so. Kirk Cousins to the Colts. If I had to guess a Kirk Cousins trade spot, I would guess the Rams. Yeah, I just don't think people understand how good Puka is. Let's do Hampton. I don't think I have any Hampton lad teams that come to mind. We're going all in on this team, which honestly, the Texans defense is nice. So offense beats defense, though. Who would you draft higher, Jones or Richardson? Man. I would have them back to back in the rankings, and I really don't want much to do with any of it. But depends what you're doing. I think I would just take 1-in-1 like if I was so desired to take a Colts quarterback, one draft I would do Daniel Jones, the other one I would do Richardson, and I'm quite cool drafting them together. What prices on early guys would you say will give those drafters an edge over teams drafted now? Yeah, Igbuka's a big one. I guess we have to decide like what does early quantify as, because like, are we counting the ADPs the day the contest launched? For example, Pacheco went in the hundreds then. DeAndre Swift was 120. Does that count to you? Feels like that's unfair to count, kind of. Hampton used to be a 5th-round pick. He's now a 3rd. Ricky Pearsall went cheaper in drafts. We didn't go get Puka, so Adams is fine. We have a lot of Jaden for a reason. I like him. I don't have a lot of Worthy. Let's do Worthy. I don't know. I like this color scheme. Hashtag analytics. George Kittle. George Kittle was gone, folks. Kittle was an early one? Yeah. Kittle was like one of my highest drafted players, and I don't think I've taken him much at the 3-4 turn, but at the 4-5 turn, I think I took him like every time. JCM. Yeah, I wrote up JCM on the risky article thing. It is really crazy, Jaden falls, but I have a lot of Jaden, so. And I have very little Worthy. By the way, Worthy, it's a profile picture, absolutely hideous. What is going on here? Why'd they do my guy like this? This can't be how this guy looks in real life. Very wide-ranging content we do on this channel. You guys seen this? Henderson in the 70s. Man, what a rise for Henderson. Yeah, I have some teams with Henderson in the 70s. Why are people fading Ladd? It's Big Keenan Allen's getting to him. Big eliminator. Honestly, I was going to do a big eliminator draft, but there was only 8. There's only like 4 people in there. So I don't know. I would like to get in one, but that's probably all I'll do. I like the 1v1s better too. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to be like bummed if I don't get one in. I'll join one after this if we can get one going. How do you make the board zoom out so you don't have to scroll horizontally? You can click this little arrow button. By the way, guys, like, subscribe, all that jazz. Where would I take JCM on ESPN home leagues? In general, dude, I hate seeing what I hate answering questions to my own profile picture. It's a good photo of me at least. Man, it's been a little bit since we drafted Chuba, so yeah. I mean Travis Hunter. What do I looked at Chuba when I meant Travis Hunter. Say Flowers would be fun there too. Yeah, so risky players, they're all better and managed. So, but it's like it's a home league, man. Like, are these people know your league? Like, do they know who JCM is? Because my intuition is ESPN home league, you can probably get them in like 12th, 13th plus. But I don't know. Maybe you like, are they all Commanders fans? Yeah, just unzoom your browser, right? Do I prefer Lamb or Gibbs at 105 in redraft? It's really close for me, man. I don't think you can go wrong. In general, redraft, we should break ties towards running backs. What pick are we at? Let's do Golden. Golden is another one who went up in price. I considered going Pacheco with Worthy there. I have like no Mahomes. We're just going to star him. Going Pacheco, Worthy, Mahomes. That would have been totally good. Well, there's a lot of new names to consider, Henny. How is Golden not rising more? I mean, there's kind of a hard cap of players that like, how do you rise past Devonta Smith with us not having seen it? How do you rise past DK Metcalf, George Pickens, Travis Hunter? Like, there's a cap. Yeah, Jalen McMillan is definitely going down the board, Ross. When I updated my ranks yesterday, he wasn't officially going to be on PUP, but going to have to update again for a couple players. He's one though that he's an 18th round pick now basically because he's going to be on PUP for 7 weeks plus. I don't know. Dude, Tolan, get out of here with the big Sutton energy. Sutton is overvalued. Trey Palmer woke up pissed off. That's a deep cut I'm not going to explain. If you don't get it, bless your heart. You don't need to be online as much. It is sad, man. Jalen McMillan was going to be a smash. Not really. I think taking Big Mike at the 2-3 turn is defensible, though. Yes, Deepak. New subs, new yearly subs will still be getting the ticket for drafters. I'm sorry, I've been swamped, but you're still getting it. I'll send that tomorrow. And then you'll have all next week to get it in there. Good news for you is the contest will not fill up until the NFL lock, so you will have time. Kate Otten, yeah, he should be going up. Big P Mahomes. God, that felt wrong. I guess no one ever calls him Big P Mahomes for a reason. Rugby practice isn't until October or something. Yeah, I think Jalen McMillan can, man, but it's just like these neck injuries. Like, I don't know. Keon Coleman's going up in price and honestly should. The buzz has been super strong on him. This guy reached on Ingram majorly to get his stack. Wow. So all the running backs go. Golden probably should have been Pacheco, but what if you just need a 0 running back hit to win? What if? Yeah, Jaden Reed for sure. And we're done. We're drafting 6. We're done. Probably. Maybe we'll get a 7th on it. I mean, we got Herbert as a stack. We got Stroud. We got Love. We got options. Reed is probably just going to be fine. So, yeah, Laporta, minorly banged up, probably fine. Do I think the winning team has already been drafted? I have no idea, Daniel. Probably, though. Right? Just mathematically, there's 70% of the contest left. Wow, this guy. Do we think this was an auto? Okay, what do we think, guys? Titans fan or Star Method gone wrong? Cam Ward with Calvin Ridley. Do I think I drafted the winning team already? If so, why are you still drafting? Well, I'm trying to get second as well, Pepper Tony. Why did Jalen Wright drop in ADP? Because he averaged like 1.3 yards per carry in the preseason game. It's not too logical. Do I like Ibuka mid-5th? Yeah, I'm not going to be doing that too much. I get it. He's still probably a good pick, but like he was one of my highest drafted players at ADP of 100. Simply, why would I cannibalize my own bags by doing that? If you don't have them, get them. Chris Godwin. Yeah, Chris Godwin, he's not for me right now. Man, this is so gross. Fine. I just don't feel like clicking on Travis Etienne. I'm going to be real. Jacory Krosky-Merritt, the fact that he's just not a 100% drafted player makes drafting him at higher cost just like not matter as much as well. I generally lean 2 QB. How do you cannibalize your own bags? Well, it's like when I have a lot of guy at pick 100, why would I build teams that also have a guy at pick 50? Unless I really didn't like the other guys going around him. I can just simply draft a different player at pick 50 and a different player at pick 100. I don't need to have like 40% Ibuka because he's going up in price. Right? I mean, the Titans passing game could be terrible. Charbonnet should like definitely be going up in price probably. I still kind of prefer him to Jordan Mason. I just acquiesce to the market a little bit. Man, I actually like these two guys. Okay, sure. I just forgot this name exists. Be real with you guys. Travis Kelce. You go with Mahomes. I don't know. Over 20% Ibuka early. I don't know what it is today. Let's just look at some old teams. I'm sure we'll find some Ibuka. Let's see. No. Ibuka pick 96. No. Egbuka pick 93. No. 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 Egbuka pick 89. No. 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 God. Godwin and McMillan, dead. Already looked at that one. Mike Evans and McMillan. McMillan. He's probably gone up by this time. So I don't know. Egbuka pick 82. It never really was logical to me why the guy who went 17th overall in the real NFL draft was available at pick 100. So I wish I had even more, to be real. I do have a lot of Evans. Nothing's really gone bad with him. He was just older. There's a Halo 3 sniper pick or something. Ugh. It's not a question I want to deal with. I like Herbert. It gives us a week 17 stack. Love obviously gives us a double stack, but I prefer to do this. We also have a double stack with Herbert. Judkins is fine. Arguably a good click, but I don't know. I'm not too into Braylon Allen at 130. Again, another guy I have a lot of cheaper. I was a level 50 general. I don't think Herbert's dating Madison Beer, but I don't know. Nor do I even know who Madison Beer is. They just traded for Sky Moore, dude. Didn't you know? Sky Moore, dude. Yeah, Ramondre. Just very live to be like the David Montgomery of the Pats. No, because Demarcus Robinson is suspended for the first 3 games. Jacob Cowan is hurt. Yep. This is a Davis headline if I've ever seen one. So, reasonable team. Mahomes, Herbert, Hampton, JCM, Ramondre, Nico Ladworthy, Hunter Golden, Reed, T. Kels. Yeah, I mean, I think the bet for Pat Bryant's improved. No real. I just doubt he's going to go so much higher in the rankings. I've been drafting him a lot at whatever because I never really cared about Devon Bailey. Eckler, pick 140 in this one. So we're definitely done at quarterback. We could go 7 running backs, 2 tight ends. We could go, that doesn't even math. 7 running backs, 3 tight ends. Don't hate it. I do not hate it. 2763. A rarely used build, but somewhat logical. Most of our capital's in the wideout. Only Jaden Reed is maybe not healthy. Wow, pretty awesome to get Dallas Goedert here. That steers me to want to just stop at 2 tight ends, having Goddard and Kelsey. How do you cope with all the teams with negative CLV? I mean, couldn't you easily ask the same question? Like, how do you cope drafting knowing the fact that George Pickens was at 80, blah, 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 blah? You know, like simply, I don't spend any time drafting teams with, or I don't spend any time thinking about teams with negative CLV. I just draft the next team. And no, I almost never hope I saved more bullets for August. It's usually the other way. It's usually like, man, I wish I drafted more teams early. Torrey Horton at pick 157. People are getting their guys. It's simply sometimes going to be best to draft early, sometimes late, sometimes throughout the middle of the summer. So mix it up, folks. That's what I do. Or choose one. That's fine too. Isaac Rendo, he's back at practice. So yeah. A jam. A jam for me. Does playing against weaker players matter if you need to have certain players that deflated ADPs? Like, no. You know, like I'll just post I posted a big dog I drafted earlier. Team is maybe not for everyone. Doesn't really matter. Just illustrates the point. Just looking at the prices today, this was drafted on June 20th. Hampton at pick 54. He's a 3rd round pick today. Pearsall pick 78. He goes at the 5-6 turn today. Ibuka pick 91. He goes in the 5th, right? So doesn't really matter. Kirk, he goes higher. Tet, he goes higher than that. You know, Smith goes down. Doesn't matter. You could draft against someone who doesn't know anything and is just clicking ADP. Doesn't matter if you need to have some things. Yeah, this is a tough call. Ireland. Let's say I do all my drafts in September. Is it silly to fade guys like Henderson, Hampton, even though you like them? I guess it would depend how much you like them, man. How much do you like them? In general, no. I think it's like if you think they're good picks, you should just draft them and simply hope that you don't need to have them at deflated costs. But it really depends like what volume. Like I'm assuming you're not doing a lot of teams if you're drafting in September. I'm assuming you are not drafting 150 teams in September. This is Best Ball Mania. Is drafting Gibbs and Montgomery together defensible? It's a little rich for my cost, but sure. Everything is defensible. Is it something I do? No. Man, wild. Wild. Rico, we've always liked Rico. We got all the week 14 buys. I've never done an auction. Sounds fun. My intuition is you want to nominate players who like you're not into. And don't be caught bidding up players you don't want though, you know? I don't know how it works, but if it's not always a nomination system, but usually it is. And if you have a guy, just go and get that guy, you know? Keeping Bowers is real nice, right? You don't need a tight end. So ideally, Trey McBride goes for a lot. Yeah, Terrence Ferguson does have upside, but so does Tyler Higbee. So not been something I've been doing a lot. He has downside too, right? How much do I value uniqueness? I mean, I value uniqueness a lot. Jamming Puka Nacua in the first round over everybody, though, seems not smart. It's a highly variance way to play. Just not how I would play it. Obviously, you're doing well if you need to have Puka Nacua. Could build a 2.862 back to my old ways. Those are builds I did a lot last year. Didn't work. Mahomes, Herbert, Hampton, JCM, Ramondre, Garendo, Dowdle, Tucker, Nico, Ladd, Worthy, Hunter, Golden, Reed, Kelsey, Goddard. I'll probably just chuck in another wideout and another running back. Hello. Can you explain what the Sean Tucker bet would be for him to pay off? Well, number one, Rashad Wright is dealing with a groin injury. That's hashtag not great. Number two, a Bucky injury. Number three, he could just beat out Rashad White as the RB2. He showed an ability to be explosive, right? Like he did a lot of 50 attempts, 300 yards. He had like a 30-point game last year. So we know he's got the juice on a good offense if he gets in there. Is it possible he's a zero? Of course. I like Lane more than McCaffrey. Do I have any Kendry Miller thoughts? He's a guy I've drafted a lot. JCM goes, or Chris Rodriguez goes. I was going to take him with JCM. Let's take Jalen Royals. Although I do like Keandre Lambert Smith more. Okay. Let's do Lambert Smith. I don't know. They're both good clicks. Lambert Smith helps balance out the Trey Harris stuff. What's the average age of my viewers? I don't know. This may surprise you. I don't grind the analytics. Someone's asking if Ollie Gordon's still there. He won pick 174. I have a lot of Kendre. I'm kind of tempted to go Royals as well. Why not? We just bet that JCM's a good pick. Hard for me to say no from a good stack. Is it smart over running back? Maybe not. Right? All these guys are fine. Especially Roshan. Like Roshan is not dead. But we're going to do Royals. Simply fun. Now, what's funny is I don't tell my students that I stream fantasy football, and kids these days use the word chat like a lot because they grow up watching streamers. So they're just like, "Hey, chat, what do you think? Chat, what do you think?" And I'm always like, "Who's chat?" They think that question's funny. Mahomes and Herbert, Hampton, JCM, Ramondre, Garendo, Dowdle, Tucker, Nico, Ladd, Worthy, Hunter, Golden, Reed, KLS, JR, Kelsey, Goddard. Would have been nice to get a Bronco in there. We didn't. Yeah, I think it's fine to only stop at 6. Like, we have Hampton. We're counting on him. And then between this group, we should be able to get some running back points. Very weird buys we have on the squad. 14 and 12. Wide receiver room's obviously beastly. Kelsey and Goddard, perfectly fine. Let's see if we can get a large boy eliminator filled. Oh, hell yeah. 20-second clocks. Rails got hurt. Yeah, I think he got banged up. Trey Franken. I prefer the Royal stack. 2 more people for a large boy eliminator. I'm going to fill some water. Wasn't really the format. It was just last year what you just needed to have like 3 players to advance, and if you didn't have them, you weren't advancing. And in general, 2682s were more 0 RB. So this is 10 out of 12, 8 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 6 out of 8, 6 out of 8, 4 out of 6, 2 out of 4, 4 out of 6, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to guess the stars are the money weeks, but I can't be bothered to look it up. So what you're trying to do here is it's not, I don't have rankings for this. So we're ripping it from ADP. You're just trying to build a team that can not finish last each week. If it's anything like the normal eliminator, we know running backs are about to start freaking off the shelf. We love Nico. I just think Nico could so easily be RB1. Diego goes Puka over Nico. Hot take. Is Frank Gore Jr. the real handcuff for Cook? Probably not, man. Probably not. Yeah, Bijan's not firmly a 2 for me. In fact, I have Bijan after Gibbs, Lamb, Chase. Good player, though. Yeah. So we know how these eliminators work. I like both these guys. Why not? 2 guys who could just be wide out 1. HN is fun. Yeah, if HN is banged up, like his ADP's fake. But he also could just be ready week 1. I'm still drafting Achane, but I just straight up have him ranked behind Brian Thomas. It is true. Are we not baking in the fact that the Jags kicker could just kick 200-yard field goals? Honestly, if there was a human on earth who could just reliably kick a 90-yard field goal, that man would need to be banned. In fact, the NFL would need to hire an assassin to take him out. That would be the end of football. My favorite NFL team is the Buffalo Bills, sir. Oh my God, man. I needed to get on the DK streets. Achane third round is just absurd. See, what's crazy is early, this was like you could get Achane here. And then after the Jonnu trade, he firmly went at the 1-2 turn. And I never moved Achane in my rankings at any point. I always had him ranked like 14th. So I wasn't really jamming him at the 1-2 turn. I was jamming him as he went cheaper. And unfortunately for me, now he's going to go cheaper again. So there goes all that unique CLV I had. London's definitely live for wideout 1. Very strong favorite to have a huge amount of targets. Wow, Bills-Lions game last year, Kadarius Toney was there. This is why you probably got fired, dude, because you weren't on either of those teams, but it was a great game. Maybe Kadarius Toney can, like, teleport himself. Jaden Daniels, hot take from Pikachu here. I do not think JSN is live for wide receiver 1, but I guess it's possible. Lamar got a little banged up at practice. Probably going to be fine, but did happen. Now, James Cook went pick 26 in this. Usually can get him. Oh, my God. We almost got T. Higgins. Oh, this is never a fun spot. Tyreek. It's Tyreek or Kittle, and we're going to do Tyreek. If Tyreek loses his mind, it should be later in the season. And is it like this is if Tyreek is not a 0 and or bad, this is just such a high floor of points in a 3 wide receiver format. Nico, Brian Thomas, Tyreek. You know, like you don't need to beat anyone head to head. You just need to not finish last. So I think this type of build is like not how you accomplish that. Just jamming in a lot of points at wideout and getting by at running back can get you there. I'm still right over Gordon, but it's close. Yeah, I feel like it's responsible to just take one of the running backs now. I do like Hurts, but we're going to do Chuba. I like Chuba. He has downside, but I do like him. You know, Nick, it's actually not that case for me, feeling the full Dolphins resurgence. I've drafted a lot of Dolphins, but I megally feel that things could just go so bad for them. Rico Dowdle, I draft him a lot. Tyreek trade outs, they're in the range. Is Vele cooked? Is this a serious question? Was he not cooked before? How is him getting traded for make him cooked? Yeah, it's just the Dolphins O-line is bad, and there's risk Mike McDaniel gets fired midseason. And we know that a Tua injury would be pretty bad. Yeah, like I still draft the Dolphins because we know the fantasy goodness can be there, but it's going to look very obvious if it fails. See, you can get guys like Tet Worthy in the 5th, and that's why, like, basically the 4th round running backs or the 5th round running backs or 4th round running backs here, and that's why you can go running back early. But we're gonna stick it to these cowards and just beat everyone with a Nico, Brian Thomas, Tyreek team. Well, I don't feel bad about Achane at all because even with a bad O-line, like he can get 6 targets a game. I don't like the Achane injury for this, but yeah, I still draft him. This is the big eliminator, Josh. Nearly 300 of you folks tuning in. Like, subscribe, all that jazz. Pacheco goes 55. Yeah, I don't know. When you can't beat the nerds, you got to join them. There's a strong risk Pollard is not there. I don't know what this guy's doing. I'm assuming he's stopping at 4 running backs, but you never really know. So get Pollard now. There will be a wide receiver I like later. I still don't understand the Jonnu trade. Jealousy, man. Yeah, the first quarter, it's not for me. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Blurb the other day said Hunter is going to be full-time offense and mixed in on defense. Honestly, feels good. Chuba Pollard, Nico, Brian Thomas, Tyreek Hunter. Let's go. Is best ball bigger than DFS? It's an interesting question. Certainly, like not prize pool wise, but DFS low key dying. Best ball, big key growing. Yeah, I mean, Taylor Swift, she did DM me saying she'd like to come on, but I told her, I asked her for some ball takes and she didn't pass the test. So sorry, T. Tried talking to a coworker about best ball today, and I could just tell he was judging me. Yeah, man. Best ball is a thing that, like, you really got to ease someone into. I generally tell people, like, oh, draft a team. I don't tell them, like, hey, I draft 1,000 teams. Aaron Jones goes. I like Aaron Jones, always have. Oh, we sound real crazy, man. Tyrone Tracy, 76. What do you mean? Best ball has taken off. It gets bigger and bigger. Does Hunter have wide receiver 1 upside? I think he does. Joel, I need you to sit down because I'm about to blow your fucking mind, dude. We're doing one right now. We're doing one right now, Joel. Do I usually go 3 wide receiver to start? Shout out Mama Bear knows well, upping our female viewership. Not always, Mama. I would say I'm more of a yeah, we're gonna do Jordan Mason here. Good fit for the scoring format. Him or Aaron Jones, need a running back. Same price he goes in Best Ball Mania, but yeah, I'm definitely a zero running back guy at heart. But there are running backs I quite like. A guy like Gibbs. I draft running backs too. I do a lot of variety of teams, but the fact that you do need to start 3 wide receivers each week does matter a lot. Elite quarterback and elite tight end. I mean, I've won a best ball. I won a tournament doing that one year with expensive Kelsey and expensive Mahomes. I think Mahomes is fine. We're just gonna do Keon though. Chris Godwin is obviously a terrible ADP on this site. I would have done something else if I thought about it, but I like Keon. Got to get your bill. What's going on? That was weird. The Keon breakout potential is quite high, folks. Chuba, Pollard, Mason, Nico, Brian Thomas, Tyreek, Hunter, Keon Coleman. Yeah, guys, hit the like button. Naked Mahomes is totally fine for this. Again, you're just trying to pack in points, Zach Charbonnet is who I think I would have taken if I thought about it longer. Just with these running back freakazoids. No, it's not. The reason why the Bills are bringing in wide receiver visits is because Khalil Shakir is currently banged up. Curtis Samuel has been banged up. So you simply need camp bodies at a certain point and or insurance. And they might trade away Curtis Samuel if they can get his contract off the books. So, like some of their more fringe guys are hurt too. Josh Palmer was dealing with an injury as well. Yeah, not in a situation I even really care about. Cowboys RB1. Like, you're not going to get a report that says Jaden Blue is the RB1 in August. That's not how it works. It's going to be Javonte Williams. Somewhat balanced start from us here. I mean, not really. We jammed wideouts and we got running backs. But, even like starting Nico, Brian Thomas, Tyreek, to have a running back room with Chuba, Pollard, Jordan Mason feels good, honestly. The thing about going Charbonnet or Keon over Charbonnet is like there's going to be wideouts I like at 105. There might not be running backs. KJ Hamler, probably unlikely to make the team, but it seems like a good guy. Yeah, Blue could definitely shoot up with a score. Thank you for the super chat. Mr. Chess, you say you are an expert. Yet best ball is 98% avoiding injury. And if you need 150 lineups to win, how is that expert? I don't know if you just wanted to get that highlighted or if you want me to actually respond to that. You let me know, big dog. Justin Fields, kind of a smash pick for the eliminator here. I mean, what do we think, guys? Should I respond to that in earnest or is this if I had 150 lineups, I would win too? If it's so easy, man, just draft 150 teams. Variance is part of the game. Let me make my picks and I'll get to the big dogs questions. I don't know. Obviously a fake ADP. We need running backs, maybe the RB1. Reasonable pick. So, let's get to any name works. So, I mean, is injury part of best ball? Yes, it is. If that's a tough pill for you to swallow, don't play. Drafting more teams actually makes it a more skill game, right? If I can draft 150 teams and you can draft 150 teams, well, then we have more chances of whoever's better at the game to be the winner, right? Versus just someone drafting one. Yeah, that's really what it boils down to. Does the best player always win in best ball? No, that's not how it works, right? Right? Like I could lose for 5 years in a row. Does it make me play bad? No. I could win for 5 years and then lose for 10 more years. Maybe I'm the best player in the field. Maybe someone who's really good has lost multiple years in a row. There's a lot of variance in this. So injury is part of variance. Just like any skilled game where you gamble on it. In poker, the best player does not always win. You can go all in with deuce 7 suited, the worst hand, and you can beat someone who has aces, right? Just part of the game. You know what? Never pretend I didn't answer you. I just want you to trickle in these super chats. I hope that helped, you know. I did not ban him. Why would I ban for that? I think this is really a jealousy. Like, well, it's someone who probably can't draft 150 teams, and they probably like advanced 5 teams last year and advanced 3 of them. And they're like, well, if I had 150 teams, I'd be winning contests too. If it's so easy, just do it, man. And or woman. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm warming to Scatabo. I just don't feel like doing it. He's healthy. Yeah, if you're so good, not financial advice, but Pepper Tony said take out a loan to max BBM. That's what I did. How often do you draft teams that just feel gross? Definitely happens, Decal. Man, I am fading, guys. I am tired. I think I would have done B-Rob with JCM. Let's check on our buys. Our buys are pretty chill. A great fantasy YouTube video. I bet my mortgage on these 6 fantasy players. I don't drink energy drinks, so it's gonna be a no for me. All right, pretty obvious pick here. We're gonna be going Trevor Lawrence. Could have gone Nico, but I mean we have Brian Thomas and Hunter. Trevor runs more with Stroud. Squad feels good. And by the way, JCM's like the big eliminator just happened. So there are no cheap JCM teams in this contest. Gonna be a tough choice for me here. Kincaid, who limped off the field today, probably will be fine though. We obviously know I like him. Okay, no, the choice is easy. Stroud went. I do like Tootin though too, but he's quite likely to be there. Are these my ranks? I'm confused. Or is this ADP? This is sort by ADP. Because I don't have ranks for this, so I don't understand how there's a difference. What day do I expect BBM to fill? Maybe next Friday. These are your standard eliminator ranks. That makes sense. Those I didn't update, obviously. I like this guy. This is actually just me super chatting myself. Mr. Chess, you did thousands of lineups in the last few years. Won 3 times? Well, one time that mattered. This isn't even a question, is it? Okay, so the year I won BBM2, I drafted 150 teams. I won. The next year, I drafted 2 teams in the DraftKings 2K. I won. I also drafted, I think, 47 teams in the DraftKings 555. There's roughly like 5,000 entrants. I won that one. But none of that really proves anything, right? Like I don't really know what you're asking either, and or how to prove to you anything. Are you just are you just upset? Mr. Chess is freaking golden. Mr. Chess is taking me out. Honestly, any name works. You're welcome here, sir. Yes, I'm using a burner so I can humble brag. Yeah, golfers have got to be absolutely killing that guy. Mr. Chess. A great bit for him would just be to progressively raise the super chat amounts. Let's do Trey Benson in case all this jazz about him sharing the load with what's his face is real, James Conner. Yeah, just ignore him. Mr. Checkers. Josh Palmer was a tempting pick there, but I do have a lot of Bills. Jamming the same team is not a bad strategy in this because it's like, who cares if it's Keon, Kincaid, or Palmer? You just need to not finish last in your pod. But I do think Benson was a more responsible pick for my team. The best way to become a better best ball drafter is twofold. Number 1, subscribe to this channel. Number 2, beatbestball.com. Pretty cheap if you're going to be putting in volume. I think Ertz is just like a fantastic pick for the eliminator. It's like a really awesome pick. Dude, yeah. If he did a $50 super chat calling me Mr. Chess, I would be so owned. Hey, man, if Chase Brown doesn't slide down at the damn 1, I would have won $1 million last year, too. Crazy to think about. Fields, Trevor, Chuba, Pollard, Mason, JCM, Benson, Nico, Brian Thomas, Tyreek, Travis Hunter, Keon, Kincaid, Ertz. 4 more picks here. Kind of would like a third tight end. Definitely need another wide receiver. I think we might just roll with 2 quarterbacks. I don't know. A third's probably pretty good too. 4 more picks, maybe 1 of each position, giving me a 3-6-6-3. Doesn't seem bad. This would be fun. A $200 $1 million to first smaller contest. I would love something like that. The big dog. The huge dog. The very wide dog. Clifford. Hulk Clifford. Yeah, maybe we will do a 3-6-6-3. Because I don't feel terrible at running back. Got no overlapping buys, which is nice. I don't need a third quarterback, though. Yeah, okay. If this is the group, no, we're not doing that. So we're definitely doing a running back, a wideout, a tight end, and then we'll probably do another wideout. Well, Leggett is like the last of a group. Week 14 bye, so no brainer. Real possibility Adam Thielen gets traded too. Jonnu goes. I was hoping to get both Leggett and Jonnu, but we didn't. Yeah, Daniel Jones is a reasonable eliminator pick. If Thielen's being traded, it would be to the Vikings 1,000,000%. Vikings are rumored to want to trade for a guy. So connecting the dots there. Why not? Pat Bryant, very reasonable as well, but we're doing the double double Panther. And ideally, Thielen does get traded to the Vikings. Any logic to 4 QBs very late? Seems somewhat worse this year, but there is logic to it at times if you can get 4 starters. That is correct. 3-6-3, 3-6-6-3 is technically the most profitable build ever. Don't think I have to have a third tight end, but just in case Kincaid is injured to start the year, would like one. And a starting tight end is something you can always get late. 2 QB, it's not your favorite thing, but it is Fields, who should be awesome as long as he starts. And I feel good about Trevor. Am I ever going to do a best ball Murphy meetup? Yeah, if I'm okay getting like murdered, I'm going to run that real quick. No, I'm kidding. Maybe we'll do that one time. I would not recommend a 1782 for the big eliminator. I hate to say the CH, but we're ending soon. I like how 2 of them were $5 and 1 was a $2 from Any Name Works. Shout out Any Name Works. Isaiah Bond in a big eliminator is a straight up insane person pick. I need to see how this guy built his team now. Okay, so he got all the Eagles. That pick that took my breath away. I think Dameon Pierce is reasonable. We're just going to do Jalen Wright. When other people are afraid, we are not. McBride, if you can get him. The Flamingo's pretty cheap, man. I like there. Really depends. All right, let's get a tight end on the squad. Let's go with Tyler Higbee. Should be a starter, start the year at worst. Fields, Trevor, Chuba, Pollard, Mason, JCM, Benson, Wright. So we got this big bet on the Panthers, which a team bet is pretty good for this type of format. Like, Panthers are good. Set this team up well. Obviously, Achane missing time would pair well with the Brian Thomas pick. Nico, Brian Thomas, Tyreek Hunter, Keon, Leggett, Thielen, Kincaid, Ertz, Higbee. That's what I got today. Like, subscribe, join the Discord below. Beatbestball.com just pushed out an article there. CH, I appreciate you. Thanks for the super chat. Have a great night, guys.